We are back again for the third year with our Undrafted series, where we try to dive deep and find out as much information as we can about the players that the Lions decide to bring in through undrafted free agency. And I believe as of tonight, we are up to 90 men on the roster. We decided to bring in a tight end, an undrafted tight end, and he will complete the roster for now. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. We could still be at 89, but of course, these guys will be cut. And if the Detroit Lions want to bring back Zadarius Smith, they still can. Speaking of Zadarius Smith, that's the first person we're going to talk about is Jackson Meeks, who is ironically Zadarius Smith's nephew. That's the first thing that you guys told me on Twitter yesterday. Tried to find out as much as I could about these guys. Now remember, there are some of these guys, there's not even a online profile of them, like a draft prospect profile. I would have to take a look and see what I can find. And it's tough in a lot of these cases, but we'll try to do the best that we can. Now, he is 216 pounds, and he is primarily a guy that can shine on special teams. Now, I forgot to mention this. I counted the undrafted rookie free agents that we signed last year, and I believe it was 20. It was a total of 20 if you include the guys that came in for workouts and things like that, that didn't even go through that initial phase of free agency. It's kind of like actual NFL free agency. There's like a couple waves. And I believe out of what I counted, the 20, only 8 of them in some capacity made the team, whether it was the practice squad or the actual 53-man roster. I think one of the most notable folks is Isaiah Williams, who wind up being waived and then picked up by the Cincinnati Bengals, and I actually got to see him play a little bit. But here is the scouting profile from the 33rd team. Syracuse Orange wide receiver Jackson Meeks projects as a depth receiver and special teams contributor at the NFL level. Meeks is physical, tough, and plays the game with a desired edge. This was groomed in part by his time at the University of Georgia, where he played a significant special teams role for the Bulldogs. I wonder if Brad and the scouting department really paid attention to his time, because Brad leaned heavily, it seems like, on Georgia this past draft. However, he got a chance to showcase his hands, contested catchability, and body control on the perimeter this past year at Syracuse. The athletic profile appears to be missing the explosiveness required to be an all-around threat at wide receiver, but this is a rosterable player with room to grow in refining his routes. If we look at the positive, says an ultra-competitive player with a good fire in the belly, including as a perimeter run blocker without the football. Right now, this sentence alone is why the Detroit Lions would have interest. Showcases good body control and ball tracking ability on back shoulder targets. Prominent special teams profile should boost his outlook to make a 53-man roster. I was just about to say that. Now, he's up against some tough competition. We drafted a 7th-round wide receiver. Don't forget, we still got Ronnie Bell on the team as well. And Tom Kennedy. So he's going to be up against some competition, no doubt. Now, what about the negatives? Does not have the explosiveness off the line to threaten all defenders consistently down the field. Route breaks must be pristine to create separation from defenders and man-to-man coverage. Only 1 year of offensive production in 4 seasons. And we are going to take a look exactly at what he was able to do in 2024. He had 13 games, 78 receptions, had 1,021 yards, 7 touchdowns. He averaged 6 receptions per game. He averaged 13.1 yards per catch, and his average yards per game was 78. So I wanted to say, and I took a look at some of the highlights. Obviously, I wasn't able to watch the film, but the Lions, we've talked about this, man. And Brad Holmes said it in his press conference yesterday that we did a live stream, and I'll link that live stream here about, we know this already, but special teams, like gritty fighters, special teamers, especially in the UDFA department. So I'm kind of curious to know how this is going to shape out, because we got quite the competition in the wide receiver room. I'm going to look up the Detroit Lions roster. I want to see right now, heading into the rookie minicamp and things like that, how many wide receivers do we have? Again, we have the ones that are listed: Tom Kennedy, Khalif Raymond. So we've got quite a bit. And it's always like that when you have you're coming out of the draft, you got the 90-man roster that gets whittled down to 53, then you got 69. So there's 21 guys that do not usually make the team in some capacity. So let's find out, who are we working with here? Of course, Jamison Williams, Isaac Tesla, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Tim Patrick. So that right there is 5. Obviously, the bubble guy, it's going to be sick if Khalif Raymond doesn't make the team. Because I believe he is 30. And this is why the Detroit Lions drafted Dominic. It's because of Khalif Raymond just aging out of the role. So Antoine Green, Tom Kennedy, Levette, Ronnie Bell, and the folks that aren't even on the UDFAs. So they're going to be up against it, but we'll see how it turns out. We got a lot of videos to make, man. I want to continue the series, even though it's hard to find a lot of information on these guys, but we'll do the best we can. If we can't find any info, we won't be able to make a video about him, but we'll do the best that we can. This channel is made possible. Oh, I forgot to tell you, in case you missed the live stream, we have the merch. I'll probably try to wear a different shirt every day until I go through all 6 of them. I've finally got it on. The all grid inspired design Lions Syndicate. It's actually pretty cool, man. I like it. I do like the black one a little better. I just think it looks better, but this is close to Honolulu blue, so I'll rock this one as well. All right. You guys are awesome. And this channel has been made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Hopefully, Jackson can get his uncle to come back, man. But I think it's up to his uncle right now.